Winds over 250 kilometers per hour, 10-meter waves, and a city in darkness. Cyclone Gezani unleashes one of Madagascar's fiercest direct hits in decades. Monstrous Cyclone Gezani has slammed into Madagascar's eastern coast, leaving a trail of destruction across Toamasina and surrounding regions. The powerful tropical system made a direct and violent landfall over Toamasina, also known as Tamatave, in the Atsinanana region. At peak intensity, winds were reported as high as 250 kilometers per hour, around 155 miles per hour, with gusts in some areas exceeding 260 kilometers per hour. Meteorological authorities described it as one of the most intense direct impacts in the satellite era for the city. Gezani struck on Tuesday, and its eyewall, the most dangerous and destructive part of a cyclone, passed directly over Toamasina. The Regional Specialized Meteorological Center in La Réunion confirmed that the city was hit by the storm's most violent core. Toamasina, Madagascar's second-largest city, is home to more than 350,000 people. And this time, there was no last-minute turnaway from danger. The cyclone came straight in. It's monstrous. Everything is devastated, one resident told international media during a brief return of phone service. Roofs have been ripped away, floors are flooded, even solid walls around well-built homes have collapsed. And I'm talking about the better neighborhoods. As the storm intensified, local reports described terrifying scenes. Horizontal sheets of rain slashed through the city. Debris flew through the air. Trees bent under the pressure of relentless winds. I have never seen anything like this in my life, said another resident from Tamatave. Electricity was cut off hours before the cyclone's center made landfall, plunging neighborhoods into darkness. The only sounds were the roar of the wind and the crash of objects being torn apart outside. Communication networks faltered. Families sheltered inside, waiting for the worst to pass. Authorities had already confirmed strong winds of around 120 kilometers per hour, even before the peak gusts struck. When Gezani roared ashore, it tore off rooftops, shattered windows, damaged homes, and turned streets into rivers of floodwater. In Tonambao 5, a guest house located within a residential property was reportedly destroyed during the cyclone's passage. Videos shared by residents show heavily damaged buildings, twisted metal roofing scattered across roads, and walls collapsed under the force of the wind. The National Bureau of Risk and Disaster Management of Madagascar has begun assessing the damage. However, officials warn that the full extent of the destruction remains unclear. Widespread flooding and structural collapse have been reported across Atsinanana and neighboring regions. Meteorologists are drawing serious comparisons. Some warn that Cyclone Gazani could rival Cyclone Geralda, which struck Madagascar in February 1994, killing at least 200 people and affecting 500,000 others. According to the Meteorological Center in La Réunion, this may be one of the most intense direct impacts on Toamasina since satellite monitoring began. After making landfall as a powerful Category 3 cyclone, Gezani began weakening over land and was downgraded to a tropical storm. But the threat is far from over. Forecasters say the system is expected to cross Madagascar from east to west, passing north of the capital, Antananarivo. Once it reaches the Mozambique Channel, warm ocean waters could allow the storm to regain strength. If that happens, it may once again intensify into a cyclone and pose a renewed threat to parts of South Africa. Meanwhile, the storm has generated massive cyclonic swells along Madagascar's coastline. Waves reaching up to 10 meters have been recorded near Analanjirofo and Atsinanana. The sea is expected to remain extremely rough along the central western coast throughout the week, making navigation highly dangerous and severely disrupting fishing and port activities. Meteorological Madagascar issued a red alert for coastal areas between Vohémar and Mananjary through Wednesday morning, urging residents to strictly follow safety instructions. A yellow alert has also been declared for the coasts of Menabe, Melaky, and Morombe starting Wednesday evening. Local authorities are calling on residents in flood-prone areas to move to designated shelters. The risks of flooding and landslides remain high, especially as heavy rains continue even after the cyclone's core has passed. Schools have been suspended in several affected regions. Wednesday has been declared a non-working day in impacted areas as the country focuses on emergency response and public safety. Madagascar's transitional leader, Colonel Mikael Randrianarina, who has been in power since October following a military takeover, announced he would travel to Toamasina to stand with the population during the crisis. Across social media, messages of shock, solidarity, and resilience are spreading. Prayers for the people of Toamasina. This cyclone is really severe. May everyone stay strong, wrote one user. Another resident noted that this is the third cyclone since December. The first two systems shifted away at the last minute, but this time, Gezani delivered a direct hit. This is the one that truly struck after 2021, the Post read. In the middle of fear and destruction, some observers have drawn inspiration from nature itself. A story circulating online describes how giraffes survive powerful storms, not by fighting the wind, but by turning slightly away from it and adjusting. For many in Madagascar, that message resonates deeply. Survival through adaptation, strength through resilience. Emergency teams continue working to restore communications, assess damage, and assist affected communities. Power outages remain widespread. Roads are blocked. Coastal infrastructure has been battered.